It is now time for Geekdom Q&A, where I answer your questions every week from the Ask FM. Hope everybody's having a fun-filled, relaxing weekend. And I don't know about you guys, but over here in the east coast of the United States, the west coast of Florida, I'm very excited for the cold season to come because this heat is unbearable. So, let's get to the questions. Without any further ado, let's get to it. BioWolf Beyond. How many Shy Guys from Mario Brothers 2 would there need to be to take down one Saberman? Now, I guess he means Saiyan, and the answer is 50. Why is it in the Family Guy Multiverse app we see Brian and Stewie cross all the universes, and in each one we see their counterpart of that Earth as well as them from the universe where the show takes place? But when they get to the Disney universe, they become their Disney selves. Because Disney owns everything, also from BioWolf. They even own the multiverse. We're whalers on the moon, we carry a harpoon, but there ain't no whales, so we tell tall tales and sing our whaling tune. Very nice. How strong do you think Kibito Kai would be if he had his potential unlocked by the Elder Kai? Not very strong. The Kaios, even Supreme Kai, are not that physically powerful, which I've always felt is kind of weird considering that they are indeed the gods of creation. And the god of destruction, Beerus, is much, much stronger. So it seems a little bit unbalanced, right? I would say probably, rough estimate because there's no way to really tell. I would say probably second form Cell, maybe. I maybe even stronger than that. I'm just guessing. There's no way to tell. Kai only fights once and he doesn't do very well. So, if two people had their potential unlocked by the Elder Kai, then fused the Potara, do you think that their fused form could get its potential unlocked? As technically the fusion would be a new life form. I don't see why not. I mean, we haven't seen that scenario. Maybe we'll see it in Dragon Ball Super. Who knows? But we have not seen that scenario yet in Dragon Ball. I don't know. There's no answer to it. It's possible, but it would make sense logically. Hey, I'm kicking Marsha in the nuts. Well, too bad for Marsha. She probably doesn't have nuts. BioWolf Beyond again asks, what if Vegeta had become the Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods? I think it would have probably been the same outcome. He would have done decent against Beerus, but Beerus would have won the fight. I mean, that's pretty much would have been it. What if Buu gave Beerus a pudding cup? Then the movie would have just not happened, most likely. Or it would have at least prolonged Beerus getting mad and wanting to fight. He probably would have just gone home and gone back to bed. Would you play a Dragon Ball Z RPG for the 3DS that was only from one movie timeline from the Dead Zone, Wrath of the Dragon? I would. If it's a good game and it's Dragon Ball, I'll play it. Well, if it's a good game in anything, I'll play it. But if it's good, man, that's what it comes down to if it's good, It's not so much about the timeline or when things take place. As long as it's good and it's fun, I'll play it. Do you want to kill a planet? No, but I want to take people who I don't like and put them on a planet and then blow it up. We do that? I'll be fine with that one. Whatever happened to Tao Pai Pai in Dragon Ball GT? Well, really the answer is whatever happened to Tao Pai Pai after we see him in Dragon Ball. Now, yes, he does appear in Dragon Ball Z filler before anybody jumps down my throat. I know this. He's in a couple of episodes in the Cell arc. But after that, we never see him again. Same thing with Sudo Sen. And there's tons of Dragon Ball characters that we never see again. Whatever happened to him, I don't know. There's no answer. We don't know what happened to him. In the manga, the last time we see him is in the 23rd tournament when Tenshin Han whoops his ass and then tells him, I never want to see you again. And he never did, so there you go. So that would be the last time that we see Tao Pai Pai. But in the anime, of course, it's that whole filler with the puzzles and shit. But after that, we just never see him. I mean, he's just not a persona non grata. If the Earth was getting rebooted and everyone you knew was to be rewritten, who would you fight it? Yes. Do you think Cell can reach a golden transformation as he has Frieza's cells? Not seen the new DBZ movie, so I'm sorry if this question seems foolish to you. Not foolish at all. This is an old question from 2 months ago. Guys, I am going from the bottom to the top, so that's why some of these might be a little bit old. As far as can Cell reach a golden form, I don't think so. I think he might have Frieza's cells, yes, but I don't think that he has Frieza's complete physiology. And I believe, again, this is my theory, that for somebody to unlock Golden Frieza, they have to have Frieza's physiology. So if you were to ask me, can King Cold do it? I think King Cold has a much better chance of doing it than Cell. Why would Hercule choose to go into fighting if 1, he can't fight, and 2, he's scared to fight? Wouldn't he be better off being a movie star as the only one of fame and fortune? No, number 1 is incorrect. Mr. Satan can fight. In fact, it's been told several times in the manga and in the anime that he's actually a pretty tough guy when it comes to regular competition. And he is a former world champion of the World Martial Arts Tournament. And if you saw Dragon Ball, you know that just because somebody isn't like a Z fighter or whatever you want to call him, a Dragon Ball team, you know, a Roshi student or a Sudosen student or a monster, there's still a lot of tough guys in the tournament. You know, King Choppa and then Yam and all those guys. So, or Nam. I keep saying Yam. Yam is that stupid company that puts copyright strikes on people from Italy. Fuck them. No, Nam. That's, you know, so there's still tough guys out there. Is he on the level of anybody with like Ki? Of course not, but he's still tough. Now, as far as he's scared to fight, wouldn't he be better off being a movie star? I guess, but he got famous from being a fighter, so that's what he did. I don't know if it's like Dwayne Johnson, where he could just be a wrestler and then later on do movies. I don't know. How tough is Dwayne Johnson for real, though? That's the question. What would Vegeta be like with the press if he became world champion from Beowulf Beyond? Well, you saw how he punched that little punching machine in the tournament. He'd probably be kind of like that. Shredder versus Cyber Tao Pai Pai. Tao Pai Pai will whoop Shredder's ass with ease. And I love Shredder. What if 18 never kissed Krillin back in the Cell arc? Then Krillin probably wouldn't have got the hots for her as fast. As you know, anybody who has any relationship with women out there, or has any history with women, you know that girls love to send mixed signals. And a lot of times, they don't do it on purpose. So I think that maybe there would have still been an attraction, but I don't think it would have been anywhere near as strong. And he may have actually blown him up. She may have actually blown her ass up with the remote had that kiss not happened. That kiss changed the course of the entire series in many ways. Think about that one, huh? How about that one? What if Android 19 had become good instead of 18? Well, then Krillin definitely wouldn't have had a crush on him. Vice versa, maybe, but who cares? He's not even a human being. Like, he doesn't have as much development as 16 does. He's just some fat guy who ends up jobbing out to Vegeta. I mean, really, not a big deal. What if Piccolo started to date? Well, he can't fuck, so what's the point? What if Android 8 got upgrades by Bulma to become stronger? What would be his limit in terms of power level? It depends on how strong the upgrades are. What if Android 19 had become good instead of 18? What would his life be like? That's how you already asked that question. Cake or pie? Poontang pie, baby, piping hot. Why are there no lesbians in Dragon Ball? I don't know. Ask Toriyama. These questions, there's no answer. There's no answer to these. Let's just say hell is canon this once. Well, hell is canon, just not the hell that you think. What will be Radix's power level by the time of the Cell games? I don't know, bro. Jesus, I don't know. How do you even know he would even train in hell? What do you think Dark Hercules from Xenoverse power level is? He's talking about Mr. Satan. I have no idea also. Power levels, I don't know. In the 30-minute fusion, why do all clothing, no matter what you're wearing, just become white pants and open waistcoat from Beowulf? Now, that's a good question. There's a video that I just finished editing, which will be going up next month. It's called Fusion Explained, where I go in-depth about fusion. I will give you a preview of that video right now. The reason why fused characters have the vest and the sweatpants is because that is the native garb of the Metamorans, and the Metamorans invented the fusion technique. So that is why they look like that, because of the Metamoran technique. That's why they look like that. All 4 Ninja Turtles versus SSJ Goten. Goten, he's just too powerful. What if Raditz was trained by King Kai as well as Goku? If you're looking for a reason, just say King Kai lost the bet to Raditz. He would have been stronger. He would have learned the Kaioken. He would have been as strong as Goku was against Vegeta, I think. Maybe even a little stronger. Do you think 18 owns Krillin with a strap on in the bedroom? Absolutely not. See, guys, we talked about this on the 18 Krillin video that did over 300,000 views at this point. Go check that out if you haven't. Me and Jay talked about it. Just because 18 is physically stronger than Krillin does not mean that she actually has dominance in the relationship. That doesn't mean that at all. Plus, Krillin's also very underrated as far as strength goes. Do you think King Buu from Mario is what's left of Kid Buu's soul after the incarnation? No. That's Oob. Alright, I already answered that. How old is Cell? I don't know. Do the math, bro. He was... they started working on him during the 22nd tournament, right? I guess, or maybe before that. I mean, do you count like when Garo first started working with him, or do you count when he first came out in the larva form? I don't know. By the way, if my voice is a little bit like weird today, it's because I'm a little sick. So you have to excuse that. I don't feel too good, but I'm still doing this Q&A for all of you. How old are you? I've already answered that. Jocko the Galactic Patrolman versus Dark Radix from Xenoverse. Dark Radix, bro. Jocko's not very powerful. Have you ever been to Salt Lake City? Never. Never been to Utah. What is Jocko the Galactic Patrolman's power level? Don't know. Do you think there will be a Namekian god? Steve Lopez asks. He's talking about probably for Dragon Ball Super, and I don't think so. I do not think so, but who knows? Monkey D. Luffy versus King Piccolo. I don't know how strong Luffy is. So I don't know. One Piece fans, answer that in the comment section for me. Why do you dislike Broly? Is it his fans or just him? I don't dislike Broly, but I think that certain fans seem to overrate Broly based entirely on his performance in one movie. When in reality, Broly's 0-3 in the series. If you include Bio Broly, he's very overpowered, and yet he's also not that strong to begin with. There's a very strange fixation on Broly being very powerful, much stronger than he actually is, which makes no sense. But again, like I've said before, the Dragon Ball fans, I hate to say this, but a lot of Dragon Ball fans don't have a very good critical thinking skills. So they just make up their own headcanon sometimes, or they just assume things that are just totally off. And I think that's the situation here. Broly's not that strong. Hey, Geekdom, do you really believe SSJ2 is really only 2 times SSJ? That's what it says in the guidebooks. I don't believe that. That wouldn't make sense because whoever doesn't have SSJ2 but SSJ and Kaioken, they can use that and be equal. No. Ignore the filler. Kaioken burns up too much energy in the SSJ form and burns up too much energy at that level of power. People got to get over this Kaioken thing. Once Goku unlocked SSJ, Kaioken became obsolete. Please understand this. Please. And check out this video. Explains how SSJ really works, and please share your opinion on it. Have I seen this video before? Oh, it's gone. Alright. Why do you think people in the DBZ community hate Goku T23? I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I don't know Goku. I don't know Hadir, which is his real name. I don't know him personally. I know that his knowledge on Dragon Ball is very limited based on his videos. Not limited, not saying he doesn't know what he's talking about at all, but his knowledge is, I would say, mid-range. And he tends to jump to conclusions a lot without doing any proper research. And he doesn't like being criticized too much. He takes it to heart. So I don't know why that people, I don't hate him. I don't really watch his videos. I mean, I have in the past. I have watched him in the past, and a couple of his theories are good. Don't get me wrong. But I just have other people to watch. That's kind of my thing. Is Superman compared to Goku because they both have a green guy on their team? Piccolo and Martian Manhunter. Was Piccolo inspired by him? That's one comparison I didn't even think of. I would think it's more so the fact that they came from an alien world and then came to Earth not knowing who they were, and they realized who they were, and the world was blown up. That's more of the Superman, thing. Why do you think Goku being a radish farmer became canon? Because it always was? I don't know. Is Piccolo smarter than Martian Manhunter? Also will win in a fight. I think Martian Manhunter whoop his ass. Do you think a load of anthropomorphic animals that the president of the world in Dragon Ball, do you think could translate well to live action in costume or CGI? No, I don't think so. I don't think Dragon Ball translates to live action at all. Imagine the stunt team 8711 action design, the same group of stuntmen behind the Matrix 300, the Hunger Games, Fight Club, and more. Was the choreographers of Dragon Ball Evolution, even though the film and script was bad due to Steven Chow directing? Did the stunt team do bad? That movie just looks like shit. I don't care what stunt team was on it. The movie looks like shit, and the movie is shit. Nothing could save that movie. If Steven Chow was director of Dragon Ball Evolution's original script, which had Pilaf and Goku not in school, do you think it would have been a better movie? Research for more information. Well, I have done the research, and it would not have been a better movie because Fox would have got their fingers on it and fucked it all up like they did, pissed off Toriyama, and got him to come back to get involved in Battle of Gods, which got him to come back and do Super. So guess what? Thank you, Fox, for getting your fingers in the fucking wrong pie. Don Quixote, Don Flamingo versus Spider-Man. No idea who that is. No idea who that is. Majin Akainu, don't clue who that is. I'm not going to answer the ones I don't know who they are. What if Rax landed on Earth, but in the One Piece universe somehow to look for his brother Kakarot? Who would stop him in One Piece? I've never seen One Piece, so I don't know. Don't get mad at me. I'm just not going to answer a question that I don't know the answer to. If Goten did Goten become more perverted when Baby took him over and made him evil? Did he sleep with 3 girls at the same time? Was he dancing the dick walk at nightclubs? The answer is yes to all of them. SSJ3 Teen Gotenks versus Golden Frieza. Come on, bro. Golden Frieza was able to compete with God level Goku, and you think that Gotenks SSJ3 could even touch him? What do you think of Corey and the Pussy? Good troll. A friend of mine. Hey, I really hope you read this. Well, I am. So my question is that in the movie Resurrection of F, Shenron brings Frieza back in pieces, but in the anime, Future Trunks obliterates him afterwards, so how can he be brought back? I've talked about this before. Excuse me. That is a bit of a contradiction. I think that what happened was the dragon brought him back in the last form that he was in before he died. So I'm guessing that when he got chopped up in half, he didn't die right away, but when Trunks chopped him up into a bunch of pieces, then he died, and then the disintegration was just extra. Maybe it was a favor the dragon did. It really doesn't make any sense considering that, yes, he did become little pieces. I've talked about that before many times, so I agree with you. It's kind of dumb. Last question. Why don't you ask 2 more? Frieza in Resurrection of F seems to be Mecha Frieza, but in the Kid Buu saga we see him as normal Frieza watching Buu versus Goku. Well, these plot holes. No, I've already explained that in the previous Q&A. The scenes in the Buu saga where you see Frieza are filler, anime only. They are not in the manga, and thus we never saw Toriyama's portrayal of what hell looks like until we got to the Resurrection of F. So that's the answer to that. I'll do one more after this one from Nate. But would you buy What If DLC for Xenoverse? Maybe. Depends on what it is. What if Nail went to help in the Ginyu Force fight instead of protecting Guru? Would Nail and Vegeta been able to beat Raccoon? 2 against 1, I would say yes. Individually, Nail couldn't do much. Especially not against Captain Ginyu. That's it for this week's Q&A. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry I'm a little bit under the weather, but I should be back next week with an even more badass Q&A. Hopefully I'll be better by then. Of course, ask.fm/geekdom101. Send your fucking questions to me, and I will fucking answer them. And I hope you have a great, great rest of your weekend. I love you all, and I'll catch you down the road.